MotorWeek is made possible by Rock Auto and Tire Rack.
This is not a store. It's a private collection sitting on the cuff of 300 acres in Whiteford, Maryland. Some would question why. Others already know the answer.
It's a feeling of freedom to be able to start your bike and take off and just go.
Jeff Phipps started riding when he was 11 years old. This collection of over 100 dirt bikes began just 4 years ago. Both Jeff, along with his son Ryan, had plenty to share. That's an understatement. These guys are self-taught experts. They acquainted me with a famous bike, a two-stroke whose brand you're probably familiar with.
So Chito Honda said that his company was never going to produce a two-stroke motocross bike. Well, not a couple years later, that's exactly what they did. With this right here, the Elsinore. It completely changed the motorcycle game for the entire world.
While Honda was doing well with four-strokes, they knew they needed to stay competitive. A secret team designed the two-stroke and presented it to their leader. He approved the idea, but only if his team guaranteed a winner. This was the beginning of the Japanese brand takeover. The Elsinore was favored by many, and this led to a 34-year run of 125 and 250s.
What was it that Honda did differently with this two-stroke? Why did so many people buy it?
Raw power, and it was dependable that year. The earlier ones weren't so dependable. But I drag race this bike and I'm 220 pounds, and this thing rips, and it's all stock.
Yes, Jeff and plenty of others are still beating on this beauty created in the 70s.
It's just got so much power, and it delivers right when you want it.
I had to put the Red Rocket down and move on to a couple other popular choices when dirt bikes were becoming mainstream. If you don't recognize this one, then you never looked in any magazines growing up. The Kawasaki KDX 200 is a do-it-aller. And even now, you can ride it all day long and still have energy left.
I would believe you if you told me that this bike was just made a few years ago.
Yes, it rides that good, handles that good.
This, not bad at all. That feels prehistoric. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it had the good power, but it rode rough compared to an 82.
So the Suzuki TM400, Ralph Nader would probably write a book about this, unsafe at any speeds, but this isn't the year. This is a little bit better than the prior years.
Top 10 worst dirt bikes ever made.
And that had to do with the ignition.
Yes, it was the ignition and some poor timing, but this bike was fixed in 74.
So we're going from what year to what year?
74 to 82.
And that is such a huge difference
Big
in bikes.
difference. Yeah, this will beat you to death. The Rokon 340 MX 76. They only made a few, and the MX1 next to it is an MX. They're motocrossers.
Lesson learned today, respect your elders or